Welcome back to my channel and my newly made over classroom and my first case of laryngitis for the year. I am almost done. I've been sick all week long. Today is Thursday. We are in week 9. Next week is the big Terra Nova statewide Columbus testing week, so I hope that I can just rest this voice. I may have used a gong to quiet the class in band and a whistle in choir, but it's like 40 of them versus one of me, and the one of me is very sick, so we're getting through it and we have a positive attitude. But seeing as we're getting close to 10 weeks, first quarter is over, I decided I wanted to completely redo this classroom. I did not get any intentional footage of the before, but I'll take some clips from the last 2 weeks of vlogs and I'll just show you here and in the future what it looked like. It just had risers and then the stools behind me were tucked under these countertops. I decided to use the risers behind me, they're the blue, to be an additional wall and counter space so that I could use these stools for the kids' seating and then they could have the counter space here if we had written assignments. It just makes it a lot easier, and my younger grades have really liked it so far. My choir likes that they can sit for the 40 minutes that we're here while we're looking at music, and then they just stand at the end when we all sing together. It's been like everything else in a first year teacher's life, trial and error, but this one I feel as of right now is going well. Because I harp so much about self-care here and on my Instagram channel, I will put it across the screen. I did practice a lot of self-care. I've been drinking so much coffee and even more water. I took the day yesterday, didn't teach any after-school lessons. I went and got my hair cut. I went and got Dayquil, NyQuil, and I was in bed and asleep at 10:20 p.m. My Fitbit told me when I fell asleep, and I shut the lights off at 10 o'clock. So I know I'm doing the right things to get healthy. It's just waiting for the voice to come back. The body is fine. There's no more fever. There's no more stuffy nose. It's just I don't have a voice at all. And I'm supposed to go to a choir rehearsal all night. Probably gonna rain check till next week on that one. Unless you guys want another bass. You guys want a bass? It's really good. Awesome. Living the dream. And I wanted to get a little bit festive. You'll see a little bit of Halloween decor, but I'm gonna put these on my windows. I got these from the dollar section of Target. I like this one because it reminds me of my own little kitten at home, my black cat Desiree. But I've got spooky and ghosts and bats, and on my piano, I don't know if you can see it from here, there are a string light of pumpkins. This is my planning period, but again, like I told you, next week is Terra Nova testing, so I don't see middle school next week. I really only see grades kindergarten through 2nd, which is really nice. I'm only gonna lesson plan for them, and if I do have extra time with the kids in middle school, we're probably just going to watch like Nightmare Before Christmas or something Halloweenish. We're trying to, not put a lot of responsibility and work on the kids when they have so much testing. And I know I take their testing very seriously, and the other specials teachers do as well. If we do see them, we take that 40-minute period and let them just sit and relax. I'll put something on the TV. If they want to review homework assignments outside of testing, they can move these stools to these countertops and work. It is treated more like a relaxing study hall, but not a social hour. If they need time to rest, I understand. They can get water, they can bring their snacks in here because their testing schedules are all a little bit different than their normal eating, lunch, recess schedules. So trial and error. If they need to come to me for a class period, we're gonna take it easy because I really want them to do well on their tests, and we're just gonna try to make it as stress-free as possible. Today for you guys, I thought it would be fun to show you guys my updated classroom tour. I think it'll be cool to do tours on here, that way I can look back in May. I can say, oh yeah, I did move that back in October. And then I also wanna show you guys how I lesson plan for 9 grades. Kindergarten and then 1st through 8th grade, K through 8, 9 grades. And I have to lesson plan so that I see each individual class once a week. So I have to know what we're working on and what our objective is for that month, and how to divide it into 4 individual lessons. This past week was something you won't be able to see on my lesson plan, but it was Mozart week, and my elementary school kids did so well. We had a little Mozart bio for the kids on the screen, and they either colored me a picture of Mozart or they wrote 3 sentences of what they learned from the video. And then just to solidify and drive the force home, I would play little snippets of sonatas and things on the piano and ask who wrote it. So my kids can now decipher 5 to 6 songs by either Mozart or Beethoven, which is really cool. If I play 3 measures of a song, my kids will go, oh, Miss Bassler, that was Mozart, or that one is Beethoven. And then next on my docket is to teach them Haydn. So by the Christmas season, I could literally walk up and down the hallways and I could play Beethoven, Haydn, or Mozart, and they could tell me who it's by, which I think is super cool, but I'm a nerd and it's fine. I understand. We're our own breed, music teachers. All right, what time is it? I have 20 minutes. So right now, let me just show you my lesson plan, and then I have to move these stools out of the way because first grade comes after lunch recess duty, and I don't use these stools for the younger kids. Kindergarten, first and second grade, there's a carpet underneath those stools, as you can see, and then I have little carpet squares to go on the side, so I have enough space for everyone. But right now, while it's quiet, I'm gonna show you guys really quick how I lesson plan. I made this template. I don't know of anybody that has interest in it, but if you're seeing this at any point in time and you are interested in having this, I can just send it to you via Google Docs. I don't have an account on Teachers Pay Teachers to give this out, but if I ever did, it would be completely for free. It's really for that teacher that's got a lot of grades and just wants, one 3-page packet that outlines her entire week. So, without any further ado, I bang this counter a lot. I'm really sorry, it's a bad habit. I'm gonna knock it off. I'm gonna show you guys my K through 8 lesson plan. Okay, I think you guys have seen this in most of my teaching vlogs, but this is my lesson plans notebook. It has everything in it. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but this school is a private school, so we do go to church every week. So I am in charge of picking out like my hymn singers and the specific songs we're gonna do during services. So this binder literally is everything. And I got this front print from Teachers Pay Teachers. It was completely for free. And without any further ado, I guess, because I know you're all dying to see inside my binder, I will show you what's in here. Now, normally when I open this, I have the first class of the day, which is behind this template. But obviously, for school and privacy purposes, I start with kindergarten, first, second, third. Those are all general music. Fourth, and then when I get to fifth, you'll see 5B and 5C. Fifth grade band, fifth grade choir. Sixth grade band, 6th grade choir, 7th and 8th grade combined band, 7th and 8th grade combined choir, and then repertoire. What are we doing? Do I need to pick something up? Do we have sectionals on something? What were the kids' assignments for the week that they have to practice? And at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, it just has my name and class prep. So what I'll do is I will start with kindergarten. I'll go back to the previous week. As you can see on the side, it says for next week and any reminders. So I will go to the previous week and I will look to see, is there something we didn't get to do in a certain class? Is there something I thought of while in class that I should implement for the next week? What worked? What didn't work? I will look here, and then I will see where we are. For kindergarten, we just finished our Mozart theme. Now we're going to go into Beethoven and Haydn, and they also know beats versus rhythm here, and every single class has a warm-up song that's different for each class. So I'll start with, 5 minutes, their warm-up song. I'm really into routines with the kids. For general music, K through 4th and 5th, we will start with a warm-up song, an activity they know, and then we sit down kind of like a very short class meeting and I explain what we're doing for the day. Are we learning our quarter notes? Are we going to play with instruments? Are we going to watch a video on a musician? My goal by the time they are in 4th grade, they can read the treble clef and the bass clef. They have a general idea of tempos, themes, melodies, beats, rhythms, and at least 4/4, 3/4 time, and just a few other things. I'm like spitting this out like off the top of my head. I do have it all written out, what I want them to know, what the state standard is for them to know, and having it out like this really helps. I have the lessons for the week here, what we accomplished during those classes. For next week, what we should do. Do we need to spend more time on this stuff? And then reminders, what went well. Then when we get to band and choir, it's a little different because we're working on things for a concert. I'll put, 5 to 10 minutes of warm-ups, maybe a little bit of sight reading. What songs are we working on? What specific measures are we working on? Do we have solos in those songs? When are we going to be performing them? I try to make it so the kids perform for either teachers or fellow students a few times before our concerts. And again, lessons accomplished, what worked, what didn't work. I make note here, and that if there's a child that misbehaves, I'll take like a little post-it and I will put their name and I'll put it in the class, because with back-to-back classes, I don't have time to go sit at my computer and make, a performance report or an incident report. So I put it here, and then when I have breaks, which is usually just me giving up my lunch period, I will, sit down and record that. And the same with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band and choir, but this has been helping me so much. It's just simply 3 pages. When I first made this, I went and printed, I think like 28 copies of this because I knew I would mess some up. And I just said, I'll print more when I need. It's just nice, sweet, and simple. What am I doing? What did I do last week? What worked? What didn't work? What did I accomplish? And what do I need to look for in the future? I always put my date here, and again, I X out if we don't have school on these days. I kept Saturday and Sunday there just in case I need something to happen on the weekends, like if we're doing something for school. But this literally keeps my head on straight. It lets me, not take this home at night. My goal is to do all of this on Thursday and Friday in my 2 planning periods. So when the weekend comes, I can close this, leave this on my desk with my pencil and pen. And I know when I come in on Monday, I can take a look around the room, gather what things I need. Oh, I guess I should mention on this side, it doesn't say it, but I do write what songs do I need to have pulled up on the smartboard? What instruments do I need? I write it all here on the side. So before the student walks in or the class walks in, I know here's what needs to be set up before they come in. Here's what we're doing, here's what we did do, and here's some notes for the future. Short, sweet, simple, and to the point. All right, I've got about 5 minutes until I have to go to lunch and recess duty, so I thought I would give you a really quick classroom tour of my made-over band choir general music room. Just a reminder, this is how my classroom looked last week. I had the risers set up in front of the smart TV, and I had all the stools in the back of the classroom. Now, come in my classroom, you will see these are my performance report stickers. These are all the classes I teach, 2 kindergarten, 3 first, so on and so forth, and they get stickers based on their behavior in class. But when you enter the classroom, the first thing you see are these risers. These risers, again, used to be in front of the smart TV that you'll see in a second. To give my students more counter space to do written work in this class, I have put the risers up. I folded, these are where the feet go, where the colors are. I folded up the risers and placed them on their sides. There's 2 risers, there are 2 risers placed back to back, so there's no tipping. These are very sturdy, but it does give me a lot more counter space. And please excuse all the storage area. The band and choir room seem to be the storage place for a lot of things. So as you come in my classroom, you don't have the option to go to the left anymore. You have to come straight down this way. Here, I'll do my little foot shot. And when you come in, the first thing you'll see is my desk. And no, I did not clean anything. You are literally seeing it as it is. I have my Post-its, coffee. I'm sharpening a bunch of pencils, band music, my planner, desk, chair. We have a book fair going on, and a student bought me a book, and it was the sweetest thing ever. And then I just have a few things here. Kids have been drawing me pictures. I've been putting them everywhere. And then here, I'm still working on this space, but this is more of the counter space. This space used to just be where I would stack all the stools, and it would just look like a big mess. Now that I've moved them over there, which you'll see in a second, this area is just, am I doing an activity with the kids? Do we need some extra space? Or are we breaking out into sessions working on something? They have counters, they can move those stools. This is just an area that they can work. Over here are my extra band books. If we're working on scales and a kid forgets a book, I have all the old books here so they can still practice. This is a storage area because I don't have a closet to put my keyboards for my 4th graders to do their keys unit. So this is really just props for the musical. I just tried to make this look like some sort of organized chaos. We're working on it. And then, as I turn over here, you can see, again, we have no more risers. The blue and the green over there are the risers. These are my stools, and that is my smart TV. Really quick, I forgot to mention over here, these are my bats. You can't really see them unless I turn the light off, but those are my bats. I need to put them in a better place, but we're working on Halloween. Oh, and then here are my shelves of instruments, depending on what we're doing for the day. They are labeled, so I know where everything is, and then books for kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, because we do a lot of reading. And then we're working on knowing our families, our brass, our woodwinds, our percussions, and our strings. I did forget to mention over here at the end of my little riser wall, I do have turn-in trays with grades on them, 1st through 8th. Kindergarten, they usually take their pictures with them. Pencils if they need it, tissues, trash can, and then flashcards. But then what I like about these stools is the fact that I have like an aisle. I can walk up and down this row and see what needs to be worked on, what kids are and are not paying attention. It just kind of makes them more exposed because they can't hide behind their friends on a riser anymore. And then over there is my piano with my pumpkins, my whiteboard, my smart TV, my stands over there for when some of my kids need music stands, and then behind the stands, you can see that I have my drums. And then across this wall are just things that I need. That's where I was just filming. That's some stuff for band percussion. That's my turn-in tray for when kids want to turn in their practice forms. And that's just more percussion stuff. Back up so you guys can see it before and after. I'll insert a shot of what this looked like before and what it indeed looks like after. I'm gonna head over and do my lunch and recess duty, but then I'll show you guys a shot of how I set this up for first grade. Again, we don't use these stools in first grade. They just use the carpet, and they'll face the front piano. We'll sing our songs, play our instruments, and today they are learning about Mozart as well. I'm gonna go drink some water and try to get a voice back because this is not good. All right, we are back from lunch and recess duty. And as you can see, oh, that's my 2-minute warning. My kids will be here in 2 minutes. I've got Halloween music playing on my smart TV. That'll just play while they come in. And I thought about turning the lights off, but I think it might be too scary for first grade. But the pumpkins are still there. The stools are on either side. And I will put some carpet squares here so there's extra space. We're gonna be using the 2 drums over there. And I have some rhythm sticks and shakers over there. And then we're gonna watch our Mozart unit, and we're reading a Halloween story to the kids. I guess I can use my sickness to aid me in, sounding scary. Anyway, I will catch you guys after school. I'm gonna grab some tea after school, and then I think I have some new skincare that just came in. So, of course, that's what's exciting to me. I'll catch you after class. Hey you guys, it is much later in the evening. It is about 7:30 p.m. and I'm getting ready to go to a rehearsal where I won't be singing. I'll just be there taking notes for myself. And I was gonna continue cleaning my house because Thursday nights I do that. And I was gonna make my bed. And then I saw this. And I couldn't because she's so cute. Charlotte must have wanted to use my blanket. You're so cute. I don't think we've ever filmed in here. I'm sitting at my dinner table or my dining room table. So I'm like in the little dining room area between my family room and my kitchen. And no, I still have not done a house tour. Anyway, I have just a few minutes before I have to go to my rehearsal where I will not be singing. Again, I will just be taking notes for a performance. Anyway, I wanted to finish this vlog with a little bit of proof that I do take self-care seriously. If you saw last week's vlog about finding your breaking point and knowing when to say no and knowing how important it is to, take care of yourself. In light of the fact that I made that video, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will link it above in the cards. It was essentially a video saying, I can't do everything, you can't do it all, you've got to say no to some things, everyone's got a breaking point. And I posted that video mainly because it was like mental health week, and I didn't realize how many people were gonna come forward and write to me and tell me the people don't talk about that stuff. Millennials are supposed to be go, go, go. We're supposed to be successful girl bosses. But thank you so much for sharing your sides of that story and having that conversation. And in light of that, I wanted to share with you guys, I bought some self-care things from a company called Somerville. Again, this is not sponsored. I bought this all with my own money and it was not cheap, but they had a sale. And if you bought a starter kit, you got a bunch of little samples of other things for free as well. So in my Somerville box, I have, and I can't tell you if they're good or not yet because I've never tried them. They were just recommended from some other teachers that say that she's great. This is the Somerville Exfoliate. This is the one thing that I have tried because I got it in a FitFab Fun box for Christmas from my sister. This is really good stuff. I actually, when I do my own facials at home, this is like a scrub. To steam my face, I actually use the steamer on my dress, but I keep it a few inches from my face so it still steams. And then when my pores are open, I'll use a cleanser. I'll wipe off the cleanser and then exfoliate, wipe that off, and then leave a moisturizer. It's like my own little DIY at-home facial. Maybe I'll do that sometime in the future. Do you guys want a DIY, how to save money and have a spa day at home sort of video? Let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. Put it down in the comments, you know what to do. All right, next in my box, Somerville Exfoliate Cleanser Daily Foaming Wash. I don't think I mentioned this before, but this is all a starter kit since I've never really used many of her products. So clearly I think I would cleanse and then use exfoliating treatment, although this says not to use it every day. It says Hollywood's 2-minute facial. And then in my box, this only had 3 things in the box, and I just got a bunch of samples. Exfoliate Glow Hydrating Moisturizer. Does Does it smell good? Yeah, it smells pretty good. Not that it matters if it smells good. It's got a little winking face on the top. It's winking at me. So these 3 things were the starter kits. The cleanser, exfoliator, and then the moisturizer. And how I make my more expensive skincare go longer is I use my drugstore, which is usually like CeraVe or sometimes even Clean and Clear, even though I know you're not supposed to use that stuff when you get older, but usually it's CeraVe. But what I'll do is I will use these like every other day, and then I'll just use my drugstore cleansers and soaps on the other day. So I'm still washing my face every day. I just don't use these every single day. And then usually one of my weekend days I don't use makeup, so I'll just splash water on my face. I won't put any soap on it. I'll just let it sit and be. But let me tell you guys the free things I got. They just gave away so many samples, clearly because they want you to come back. One of the samples I got was another bottle of the Exfoliate, another bottle of the scrub. Since that was something I have used before, it is the only Kate Somerville product I've used before because I like it so much. And actually, I've used the bottle I have so sparingly. I've had it since January. I got it at Christmas, opened it in January. I've used it like every so often, like once or twice a week, like just tiny pea sizes, and it was like the size of a bottle. I'm now just finishing that, so I have this bottle in here, and then I got a sample bottle that I might use when traveling. It's the same product. It's the Exfoliate Scrub. I guess they call it Intensive Exfoliating Treatment. And I do think it says only use 1 to 2 times a week, usually after cleansing. It just takes off a little bit more dead skin cells. I do use like the Kroger grocery store scrub every once in a while as well. It's not as refined as this stuff, but I just gently use it as well. And then in case I really like the cleanser and I want to take it when I travel, it's another one of the things here in the box. So I really got 2 samples of what I got in the box. And then I have the Kate Somerville Retinol Vitus C Power Serum. I'm not really sure why women use retinol on their skin. I am not an expert. I am not a beauty person, clearly. So retinol, not really sure how this is gonna go. Using the PM once a day, thin layer to your face and neck. Cool. Well, we'll see how that goes. If anyone uses retinol and you're watching this, let me know how it goes down in the comments. And then Kate Somerville Wrinkle Eye Warrior. So I'm going to assume that's just eye cream. My very last sample is cold cream. I'm not really sure how to use cold cream. Massage onto skin, remove with a wet washcloth. So it's like a cleanser. You put it on your face and you wash it off. I thought cold cream would be like something you keep on your face all night. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, tell me down in the comments. You guys know better than I do. Anyway, these are my 5 samples from Kate Somerville. Again, not sponsored. We've been talking about self-care, and I'm clearly not doing a good job since I let myself get sick. I will be doing some of these this weekend. If you have any Kate Somerville or any skincare line recommendations that you actually recommend, like you're not trying to sell, let me know down below in the comments what you've used, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Just let me know your reviews, ladies and gentlemen. Don't discriminate. I'm off to observe this rehearsal. I'm going to fill a big bottle of water. It's only an hour from 8 to 9 o'clock. Everything is already prepped to go to school tomorrow, and I will be ready to come home after rehearsal, probably drink more water, and literally go to bed. I will be in bed before 10 o'clock tonight, and I will sleep right up until 6 o'clock. 8 beautiful hours of sleep, Friday classes. It is time to relax tomorrow night. Do something good for yourselves, you guys. Please take care of yourselves, especially those that commented on the breaking point video talking about overworking and being stressed and your mental health. Do something good for yourself. Please don't get sick like me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
He figured there was no one else. He needed to be happy, to be free. But I never really thought that he was serious when he said it's all he need. Yeah, it filled me up with irritation. I mixed my expectations and my greed.